Welcome back to the channel where we track down, body snatch, and react to nothing but the wildest videos that I could find on the internet. And today we're going to be doing a deep dive into the Maduro situation a little bit. So, whether you like it, love it, or hate it, we're going to react to it. Without any further delay, let's get after it.
Let's watch here as the chopper here. They're opening the doors, and they're going
to. The agents getting out, and we'd imagine once the agents get out, they'll scope it out and then bring him out and lead him, presumably again, to another vehicle to take him directly to that courthouse in Manhattan.
As we watch this, Brandon,
there he is. Yeah.
You know, this was hours after a dramatic military operation with the ousted Venezuelan leader was captured with his wife over the weekend in the early morning hours. There he is, taking one step.
And appears handcuffs on his arms there in this orange jumpsuit. As the agents are now behind him as well, again, taking him to this courthouse in Manhattan. We've been saying it, Rita, the world is watching, and so these images here is history in the making. As we know, the U.S. military capturing him over the weekend, those bombs, we saw the videos, the images over the weekend as well.
His wife right following him, Celia, it looks like she too.
Is right behind us. They're ducking their heads.
Yep, and she is in handcuffs. It doesn't look like they are shackled.
No, it looks like they're able to walk kind of freely, but their hands are definitely.
DEA as well. I mentioned this is a 4-count indictment. He's charged.
Let me just say this. That boy knows he's cooked. You know what I mean? It's crazy to think that that dude is just walking around like it's willy-nilly, man. Where's, like... Bro, if that was me, I'd be fully shackled, 100%. And this dude's got big crimes, bro. Big crimes. That's crazy.
With leading a 25-year narco-terrorism.
You know, and let me say this before I get any further into this. I was thinking for a minute, dude, this was a stupid idea. But there's two sides of this coin right here, okay? One, you got China, and China getting mad because, I mean, let's face it, man. Why else would China get mad? Because we're damaging their income right there. Because what are they doing? They're sending those type of illicits to these people, and these people are doing their thing with them and bringing it over here. Not good, okay? Now, I'm not too concerned about what's going on with China's hand being slapped, you know what I mean? You know, and us stopping their income. I really don't give, I'm not too concerned about China. I mean, yeah, we might be in some trouble if they say, you know what, we've had it. But, I mean, it all comes down to a money situation. You ain't got money to finance a war. You ain't going to do it. It just ain't gonna happen. You could start all the drama you want, but without that cash, ain't nothing gonna work. You know what I mean? So anyways, yeah. The other side of that coin is the people. Now, the people of Venezuela, I've seen multiple videos, guys, and I think I've got them on here too, a couple of them, or at least one of them, about the citizens of Venezuela. And like, they're stoked, man. They seem like they just got set free. Honestly, I felt like that when Joe Arpaio got out of office.
Conspiracy. And of course, the big question as we watch and we anticipate him going before a federal judge is the big question I think everybody's asking is, where do we go from here?
Yeah, we've heard from President.
Hey, and before I go any further into this, I want to give a little shout out to my boy Will. Will, what's good with you, man? I hope you're on the live right now. And if you're not, I hope you get there soon. So, stay with me, bro.
President Trump and also Marco Rubio, Vice President J.D. Vance, all talking about how Maduro is accused of using these drugs to infiltrate the United States, and with these terrorism charges, so it was in the best interest of the U.S. and the Venezuelan people, according to President Trump, to get him out of power. And so again, now we're going to see him being loaded again on this armored truck. Maduro going in first, and then his wife we're expected to follow as well. DEA agents there, all armored, all with their weapons. Of course, big security thing. Even you have to be secure in this type of.
Exactly, as we continue to watch here.
Did they just say you have to be secured in this type of situation right here? Because let me tell you, I've never been secured in that damn van.
Again, we talk about the mutual aid. I'm sure you've got all sorts of federal agencies. You've got DEA there. I'm sure New York Police, New York State Police, local agencies helping in the transportation of the now ousted Venezuelan President Nicolas Maduro and his wife, Celia Flores, not far behind him, being loaded up as we are watching. And again, these images are coming out of New York City. If you're just joining us here, this is from our sister station as we are all watching and waiting.
The night before, the U.S. military captured Venezuelan dictator Nicolas Maduro and his wife.
So
Somebody, somewhere, placed an extremely well-timed bet. An anonymous user on the prediction market site Polymarket, where users can wager on nearly any topic, bet $32,000 that the Venezuelan president would be out of power by January 31st. The following morning at 4:21 a.m. Eastern, the president announced Maduro was in custody, and that user cashed out, making more than $400,000.
These markets are the wildest of the Wild West.
Lawyer Dennis Kelleher focuses on regulation of securities and financial markets. He's the president of Better Markets.
I threw this in here because I just wanted everybody to know that somebody's got full confidence in our military. And honestly, I'm right there with them. I don't have full confidence in our president.
What evidence is there that this was non-public?
I just don't see his motive right now. I don't see the end game. So, I mean, maybe when it's all said and done, I mean, he's got a couple years to figure it out. You know what I mean? And hopefully he does. So,
Information being used to make this bet.
The facts are not known publicly yet. However, this particular trade really has all the hallmarks of an insider trade.
Polymarket and its competitors like Kalshi have recently exploded in popularity. Millions of users place bets on current events, pop culture, and now national security issues.
I'm going to just forward through this.
Inside information.
Yeah, I think that people going and having an edge to the market.
Man, I didn't realize that one. I didn't realize that one was so long. Hey, you guys watch this little clip. Bro, no wonder why Trump went in there. That's the president, bro. That's our president. Like, bro, the dude's a G. Why you gonna call the man a coward? That alone will make that happen. Right here. Boom.
After the U.S. captured the president of Venezuela, one large question remains. Who would be running the country?
We're going to be running it. We're going to be bringing it back.
But what does it actually mean? For the U.S. to say it's going to run Venezuela, a country of more than 31 million people. U.S. officials say their immediate goals are to stabilize Venezuela and tap their oil reserves. Trump has notably not made any claim or promises to restore democracy in the country. And while U.S. officials have said elections would eventually take place, they've not outlined when or how that process would happen. As of now, the administration has its sights set on Maduro's vice president, Delcy Rodriguez, as the interim leader of the country. Trump says she is willing to do what we think is necessary to make Venezuela great again. However, in her first...
Alright, so this goes back a little bit. Alright. the first thing he says is he wants to tap into their oil. Okay? Remember what I told you guys before about Trump having stock in wartime stocks? He's also got money in petroleum. Yeah, he gets a hold of their oil out there. He becomes, man, he might have more money than Musk, honestly. So I don't know. We'll see. Let's just keep going. Let's see what happens.
Address to the nation, she denounced the kidnapping of Maduro and his wife and called the U.S.'s actions barbaric. Soon after, she softened and called for cooperation with the U.S. in an Instagram post, and has since been sworn in as interim president. This isn't the first time the U.S. has captured the leader of another country, and many have drawn comparisons to the 1990 capture of Panama's leader. But there's a key difference. In Panama, U.S. troops entered and exited quickly, and the country's opposition was already positioned to take power. Trump has publicly rejected the idea of installing Venezuela's opposition leader, Maria Machado, saying she lacks enough support inside the country. For now, U.S. officials seem comfortable keeping...
That's because she would block his access to their oils. Promise you.
...in power so long as she meets their demands.
Not even that. Even if she just limits access to the oil, Trump takes a loss. Like, his biggest win is gonna be clearly taking this dude and putting him in jail and confiscating all their oil. That's when he becomes, yeah.
Including cracking down on drug flow and not selling oil to U.S. adversaries. But with the situation shifting day by day, it's still unclear how stable this transition is, and ultimately what it means for the people of Venezuela.
The president has been adamant that he is now in charge of Venezuela, but Delcy Rodriguez says the government of Venezuela runs her country, no one else, saying, quote, there's no external agent governing Venezuela. So which one is it?
The Trump administration, led by Secretary Rubio, the vice president, and the president's entire national security team, is in close correspondence.
I tried to lower the volume a little bit.
In Venezuela. We obviously have maximum leverage over the interim authorities in Venezuela right now, and the president has made it very clear that this is a country within the United States, the Western Hemisphere, close by the United States, that is no longer going to be sending illegal drugs to the United States of America. It's no longer going to be sending and trafficking illegal people and criminal cartels to kill American citizens as they have in the past. And the president is fully deploying his peace through strength foreign policy agenda. So we're continuing to be in close coordination with the interim authorities, and their decisions are going to continue to be dictated by the United States of America.
Man, you don't want to see that first thing in the morning. Oh, shit! And what would be your thoughts? Oh, damn, I fucked up. My bad. I don't even know what I would think.
Maduro's done 10 outfit changes in 24 hours. It's time to admit this entire thing smells very funny.
Esos judíos de las 12 tribus, que no son los que mandan hoy en el Estado de Israel. Los que hoy gobiernan Netanyahu no es judío auténtico. Él es un cambalache que viene por allá de Polonia. Para los que les gusta hablar de religiones y dicen que esto es un conflicto religioso. No, esto no es un conflicto religioso. El conflicto que hay desde la fundación del Estado de Israel es un conflicto geopolítico y quitarle las riquezas y colonizar esos pueblos. Es el proyecto sionista que dicen...
That's another reason.
4 hours, just 4. It only took 4 hours for the U.S. military to go into Venezuela, completely overrun the military and the Navy, and capture and arrest Maduro and his wife. It only took 4 hours. Folks, if you're going to use the U.S. military, this is how you do it. This is how you do it and not get the country drawn into long, costly, bloody, generational wars. 4 hours was all it took. If the President of the United States...
Bro, it makes you think a few things first and foremost. You know, it makes you think this man has lost his mother effing mind, right? So let's just say let's just say that sorry, I forgot what I was saying. I just remembered I was actually live streaming this instead of pre-recording. Hold on, I forgot what this dude was saying.
Just 4. It only took 4 hours for the U.S. military to go into Venezuela, completely over.
Okay, so that was I was thinking. It makes you think, you know, every other country leader out there that has opposition against our country. It only took 4 hours to capture this cat. You know what I mean? Granted, their military isn't nowhere near China's military, but China's military ain't nowhere near our military, so it is what it is. And I might have a biased opinion on that, but you guys tell me what you guys think in the comments.
From the military and the Navy and capture and arrest Maduro and his wife. It only took 4 hours. Folks, if you're going to use the U.S. military, this is how you do it. This is how you do it and not get the country drawn into long, costly, bloody,
And if you guys are leaving notes in the comments, I do apologize. I don't see them on there, so I don't know if you guys are actually chatting on me.
Wars. 4 hours was all it took. If the President of the United States is engaging in an effort to secure U.S. elections, what's the first thing that you need to do? Do you not need to make sure that the locations with which U.S. elections are interfered with are first secured? I'm reminded of this letter that President Trump received from a former Maduro top intelligence lieutenant who is now sitting in a U.S. federal penitentiary. In this letter, he explained how Maduro and the Venezuelan communist regime were using intelligence and espionage operations and narco-terrorism to literally wage war against the United States. And then he explained how Smartmatic, the machines that were used in this country, were developed in Venezuela for their purposes and then were used against us. But one thing I have noticed is the right people seem to be very upset about Maduro being removed from power. People who seem to be invested in making sure that the things that they've done to this country over the last 10 to 20 years don't get uncovered. Did you know that Maduro currently has an indictment against him out of the Southern District of New York from 2020? And using the U.S. military is in fact an authorized use of military to execute an arrest warrant and arrest somebody who is sitting on a pending indictment. Go read this article from Jonathan Turley, who lays out the legal case about why that indictment authorized the President of the United States to use the military to arrest the guy that was indicted in a U.S. court. Sorry, but you don't get to hide from indictment by stealing an election and retaining power in your country. And for all the nincompoops out there who are up in arms about Maduro being removed from power, do you not remember that there is credible evidence that Maduro, in fact, had usurped an election in his country and retained power after he lost? So while you're out researching and trying to understand what happened, go read this article right here, because this fully explains exactly how the opposition, who believe they won the last election that Maduro refused to leave office from, explains exactly how they caught him. So I know all the woke rightists, the fake America First people out there who are losing their minds complaining about the use of military force, this is exactly how you do it without starting long generational wars. This is exactly what we voted for, removing a communist dictator who usurped an election to retain power in a country in our hemisphere and is currently sitting under U.S. indictment for drug trafficking and is alleged to have used the Venezuelan military and narco-terrorists to wage war in the United States. 4 hours seems like a good use of time to get his ass out. of power.
Facts. All right, guys. So this is what it is for me, man. Yeah. Until today, until I did a little homework today, I was totally against the capture of Maduro. Only because I didn't know what I was thinking, man. Yeah. Keep it gangsta, y'all. Keep it gangsta. And with that, we're going to go ahead and sign off. But, you know, as usual, if you guys want to do a little bit more deep diving in any one of my videos, you can check this one out right here. Or you can just check this video out down here. But until next time, much love and stay lifted. Hit that subscribe button.